Those who know me know I fucking hate the direction Hollywood has gone, Disney especially, with constant race swaps, gender swapping, and gender identity swapping of some of its most iconic characters. Case in point, black cases in point, just as as a base example, transgender Blue Fairy in the Pinocchio remake, a black interracial couple in the Lady and the Tramp remake, Black Ariel in the Little Mermaid remake, Black Tinkerbell in the Peter Pan remake, and an upcoming Latino Snow White that Disney, against the wishes of the people, is still going to push out. Not to mention removing dwarves from the equation. The people are fed up with Hollywood going to these leftist extremes of people pleasing pandering, bullshit for a political message. Well, now another show is getting in on the act, but the difference here is it's for mockery, not to be go with the flow and people please. And there's only one show that goes too far with that content, that message, and get away with it. And can still get away with it. On October 28th, 2023, on Paramount Plus, South Park will stream their Enter the Panderverse special, or joining the Panderverse special. Essentially, all the characters, the main quartet of Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman, are getting gender swapped with minority women. This is basically Trey and Matt's way of saying fuck you to the current establishment, and they're going to go full out on taking so many pot shots. Fuck off, TG33. Anyway, as I was saying, where I was so rudely trolled, centering around PC Principal deciding to go the diversity route, which he normally does because he's a fucking allegory for the dangers of extremist political correctness culture, to have Kyle, Stan, Kenny, and Cartman all swapped out for my older teenage minority women. Men of different ethnicities. Stan turning into Latina, Cartman into a loudmouth black, Kenny into an Asian. And I don't remember what Kyle's being replaced with. But either way, this is something that gets under the skin of the real Kyle Broflovsky. If this is a two-parter, then we know that sooner or later this is going to get under the skin of a lot of the townsfolk to the point that they're just going to overthrow PC Principal. I mean, the guy's been in there for too fucking long at this point. And I believe by when the 24 election wraps up and Trump is sworn back in 25, PC culture is going to be eradicated. And then when season 28 begins in 2025, PC Principal, Strong Woman, and the PC Babies are going to be driven out of town. Simple as that. That said, I do believe at some point next May, after season 28 wraps up, we are going to have the Trump trial special. Garrison, once again, back under the knife as the Trump can't stand in, is shipped off to Georgia to plead his case. He's about trying to cook the books during that election. Once he owes the evidence that it was Biden and the deep players like Obama cooking the books, again, in continuity of South Park, this brings the ugly portion of Mr. White back out into the open. You know, the one where he plays the boo-hoo, woe is me, nobody gives a rat's ass about the White's victim complex character, or who we thought was gone after the vaccination special, after the vaccine Q special. Or at least had reformed to meld with the status quo, if you know what I mean. That said, this galvanizes Garrison to get back in the race. Even though we know in the most recent season, he openly stated he has no desire to run again, to run for the presidency again, despite so many wanting him to do so. But how things pan out, who knows? And that's if we get that special following season 28, just as a record, just to be on the record with that. Anyway, will I bother watching this special? Nah, that depends. Paramount Plus is a little finicky since I'm a little lower on the ground than my mother's television is. But how will things pan out? Who knows? Either way, we're going to be laughing our asses off with this one in about 15 days. Leave a comment, smash the like, and sub to the channel. This discussion consisted of copyrighted material owned by Comedy Central, Paramount Pictures, CBS, S Television, Viacom, and Trey and Matt Parker, the distributors, streamers, owners, and creators of South Park, respectively. This video consisted of my opinion and was covered under the Fair Rights Usage Act. This is Mets 2128 signing out. Goodbye and good night. Bang.